Welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. It's Jasmine. I have a reading here for you. We're going to ask questions to Regina King's son. I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to shuffle in front of the camera. Most of the time I pre-shuffle ahead of time, and then sometimes I pre-shuffle in front of the camera. It just depends on how the spirit moves me and what the spirit has to say. So today I'm going to shuffle in front of the camera. Yeah, so I'm going to ask Regina King's son, Ian Alexander Jr., questions about what happened to him, why he did what he did, how does it feel now, and see what I come up with, okay? So this video is not made for kids. If you're under the age of 18, please click off now. Do not forget, this is my channel. You do not have permission to copy or use it for any of your use. You can share it for the people to watch, but you cannot make revenue off of it, okay? Because it is branded. And if you try, you will regret it. Letting you know right now, all right? If you want a personal reading, contact me with information down below, and I'll get back at you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll be reminded when I upload another video. Now, I have been a tarot card reader, psychic tarot card reader. Just going to put that out there because I am psychic. I do talk to spirits. They come to me. I can hear them. I can see them. And they put visions in my head when they want me to know something. Okay, this has been happening to me since I was a child. And I have a long line of family members that do it as well. And that's how I learned tarot, is from my ancestors, which were gypsies way back in the day on my mother's side. And then on my father's side, they did a lot of hexes and spells, which they taught me that as well. So there's nothing I can't do, nothing I can't tell you. So there you go. All right. And this is alleged, y'all. I have to say that because of YouTube rules. I don't like using that word because it makes it seem like my work is not real or credible, but this is YouTube, so you always have to say or put somewhere in your description box that this is alleged, as this isn't meant to hurt anybody or to discredit anybody's name or character. And it does not reflect on my own personal thoughts and feelings about the people because I don't know them. All right, so let's get started. So Ian Alexander, only Ian Alexander Jr., Regina King's son. Only Ian Alexander, Regina King's son. I need to know what happened to you and why you decided to commit suicide. There's the first card. He showed me that he did not have a lot of strength in life. This is the strength card. When it's in the reverse, you see the lion represents life. It's coming in roaring, but the maiden is trying to shut the mouth down, meaning she's trying to shut the problems that life brings in down. Yellow always represents a brand new day coming in. So her thoughts are far away from her problems because the blue is way in the background. Blue represents deep thought, but it's way in the background. So that means she's able to shut these problems down, manifest what she wants to. Here is the infinity sign, meaning that her decisions will last for a lifetime. But the strength card is in the reverse. So right here, he's telling me that he was too much in his mind. Okay, here's the blue is more prominent now. And it was too much in his mind. He could not get past some things that he was thinking about. So he didn't have the strength to go on, to live on. It was too overwhelming for him. And it just wasn't one thing. It was many, many things that bothered him. Probably things that we wouldn't think bother us. These things bothered him. And I do feel like there was like relationship, his career, music. Right now on younger people, there's a lot of pressure more than what us older people had back in the day, because back in the day it didn't matter if you became this, that, or whatever. You were still considered an okay person. Nowadays people put too much pressure on each other because you don't have this or you don't have that, or you're not dating this person or that. So that's what was happening to him. He had way too much sorry, spirit's trying to speak. He had way too much pressure on his mind, and it was things that he thought of constantly that were tormenting him. Okay, I'm hearing torment. Okay, so they were trying to, it was tormenting him to the place where he couldn't be still. I'm hearing be still, and he couldn't be himself. He couldn't be in peace. Okay, there you go. I'm hearing the word peace. All right. I want to know, was there drugs and alcohol involved? Was there, here's the King of Swords that just slipped out. Again, this is manifestation. When you're in the upright, there's a message here coming in showing manifestation. And the king, he's really quick to cut as well. But it's in the reverse, so it means that he was not able to manifest. Well, he couldn't cut through. He couldn't cut through. I'm hearing cutting through. Couldn't cut through his problems. He keeps repeating this over and over. He could not cut through the problems. He couldn't manifest where he wanted to be, but not, I'm not speaking in like, because he was popular, yes, because of his mother, but inside. He's talking about the inside of himself, the feelings that he had. Okay, all this came from the inside of him. He wasn't feeling the way he should be feeling. All right. I want to know about drugs and alcohol. Was there drugs and alcohol involved when you decided to do what you did to yourself? I have to be careful with the words I use, y'all, because let me back up from this camera. Whenever I get too close to it, the mic goes kind of crazy. See, there is the Ace of Wands. So this is what he's showing me, what he wanted to manifest. There's a hand of the universe coming out, offering you all kinds of love. I'm seeing a baby. I'm seeing a baby here somewhere. Someone tell me in the comments, does he have a baby or not? Because I don't know. But I am seeing a child here. And he wanted to manifest more than that. I think he wanted to manifest a relationship with someone. Or maybe he offered someone a relationship that didn't go through, that didn't fall through. Okay. I'm kind of thinking he had a child, but I don't know, y'all. I will ask Spirit about that. Okay, those we won't use. Show me, did you use drugs and alcohol on the day that you passed? Did you use drugs and alcohol on the day that you passed? Give me one card. Give me one card. Did you use drugs and alcohol on the day that you passed? Oh, my goodness. Okay, so here's this passing. There's too many that fell out here, so we're not going to use that one. So here we go with the passing. This is, again, showing me, this confirms his passing. Anytime someone passes, the hangman does show up. This represents the spirit moving up and out to a different place. This shows me that he made it to the other side. He's close to the light. Okay, because if he wasn't close to the light, it would be in the reverse, and he would be lingering on here. He would be stuck here. But because this means no movement, okay? But since it is in the reverse, he didn't make it to the other side. Just like I said in my first reading about him, this card came up. And I've said this before, and I have to wonder, when people commit suicide, does God forgive their soul because of what they did? Okay, so we have a very forgiving God. All right. And I do feel like he forgives you in some instances with that, because sometimes you're born with an imbalance, chemical imbalance in the brain. What about that? And that's not your fault. And then you commit suicide. Do you still go to the devil? No. So I do feel like God does forgive in some instances where people do commit suicide and they just can't make it in life. So I do feel like God is with him. I do feel like he's made it to that other side. Now, he will be judged on Judgment Day for some of the things he's done, just like the rest of us. We're all going to get judged one day, all right? But I do feel like he made it to the other side. And I have something to show y'all after a while. I found something that's really amazing when I was shopping, and it has to do with all this, all right? Again, I'm asking about drugs and alcohol. That card is not popping up, so I really don't feel like there was. I mean, there could have been, but I kind of don't feel that. Now, I didn't say how he committed suicide. I haven't seen. Maybe he did take pills, or I'm not sure. Does anyone know how he committed suicide? Because I have not seen that anywhere. All right. I don't think they've said that. This has come out twice already. Now, this is someone that keeps coming back, that kept coming back in his life. This is the card of a player. All right. And it also could mean a short trip. But in this case, I feel like this is someone that kept coming in and out, in and out, in and out of his life. The last time I did his reading, I got the Lover's card. Okay, but it was in the reverse. So this is that same person. And I feel like this person might have had a baby from him. But I feel like this person was in and out, which caused them a huge amount of stress. Okay, huge amount. And then this happened during Mercury retrograde. So I do feel like that person came back during Mercury retrograde because we are still in Mercury retrograde. It will go direct on the 4th of February. Thank goodness. But he does show here that someone that he once cared for came in and out, in and out, in and out. So it would cause him much, much stress. And this person did come back during Mercury retrograde and mess with him a little bit, twist his mind a little bit, so that weighed heavy on his mind. All right. This card always comes up when we're in Mercury retrograde, always, because exes. Let me tell you something. If you haven't watched my video on Mercury retrograde, go to my page and watch it. It's up on top. When you first open the page, it's up on top, and it says Mercury retrograde. Exes always come back during Mercury retrograde because this planet makes you get nostalgic. It makes them get nostalgic and they start thinking about the past. This is called the redo planet, so it makes you redo stuff. So the exes want to redo something with you. So they come back looking for you, but all they do is cause trouble. Why? Because when Mercury retrograde goes direct, they gallop on out. They leave. All right? So it's not good to go back to an ex during the retrograde because they will not stay. All right? I'm still not seeing nothing about drugs and alcohol, but I do need to know if he, how he died. Does anyone know how he died? Spirit, how did he die? All right, so, here we have his mother. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm getting the answer yes. I'm thinking yes, there was some drugs and alcohol involved because the yes popped up. And then here we have the mother. She is extremely, extremely sad. This is her in the bed. I feel like she's creating a self-imprisonment in her mind because she can't get out of her thoughts. This is what this is a 9 of Swords. This usually represents depression, of course, because of the black person crying, can't get out of bed. But these bars represent prison. So this person is deep, deep, deep in their mind, crying, and can't get out of their mind about the situation. So I do feel like he's showing me his mother, how she is. He's been awakened. He's been awakened to the situation now. He is saying that he did not realize what this would cause on other people. Selfishness, I'm hearing selfishness, that he now feels that he was selfish in what he did because he didn't realize the impact it would have on his mother and everybody else. He was only thinking about relieving his pain, but in turn he caused everybody else pain. So I'm hearing that he's actually having problems with that, like within himself. He's very sad that he did this to his mother and to the people that care about him, that he didn't realize it was going to have such a big impact on them. He didn't see it, and now he sees it, see. So that's why in my first reading, that card had come up. It was the Judgment card. Okay, so show me again. Was there anyone else involved? Was there anyone else involved? Because I did get the sneaky card in my first reading because I feel like somebody knows something. Was there anybody else involved in his death? Show me, was there anyone else involved in his death? What do you see? Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness, look at this. The devil in the reverse. So there was drugs and alcohol involved, only this is in the reverse, meaning in the past. Okay, so I'm feeling that, okay, so I'm seeing that there was somebody else that was either giving him stuff or administering stuff. And I'm also seeing this female. I'm seeing this female again here that brought the devil energy in, okay? And she might have been involved in the drugs and alcohol as well. And in the upright, this is what this means, drugs and alcohol. See how the devil has, or addictions. This is the card of addictions because the devil has these two chained together and then to him. So this is the card of addictions. But in the reverse, it means that the addictions are lessening or letting them go. So I do feel like that could have been in the past, or someone else was bringing that in, that type of energy. And someone was bringing in the devil energy, which I'm feeling that it was this person here that was bringing in the devil energy. So I do feel like maybe if it wasn't at the time of his death, that it was in the past, or maybe past tense, okay? There's a sneaky person again, but we're going to put him back in and reshuffle. Show me, was there someone else involved in what happened to him? I don't like to use that word because YouTube doesn't monetize you if you keep using words they don't like. This one has showed his face twice, but let's keep going. What do you see? Was there someone else involved with what happened to him? Who is the sneaky person? Clarify the sneaky person. Okay, so this is the Ace of Swords. This is when there's victory in your life. This is the card of victory. Okay, but it's a double-edged sword. So that means that the sword can cut you at any time. So I do feel like he had some victories in life, but there was something that cut him to the quick. So he wasn't victorious in everything he did. Again, I'm hearing this had to do with his career. This had to do with his money. This had to do with the girlfriend. This had to do with everything that was bothering him. He didn't feel like he was victorious in all the stuff that he was trying to achieve. Okay, but what he didn't realize now is what I'm hearing, that what he didn't realize now is that he didn't realize how much he had. He didn't realize how great he was. See, this is the problem. He wasn't, his eyes weren't open to who he really was. So he did this to himself, but now it's too late. He's saying, because now he sees who he really was, what he really had, but it's too late because he's gone. He can't come back and, I mean, maybe he can reincarnate, but he can't come back and be who he was before. He had much, much greatness, but he didn't see that before, especially with his mom. He's saying so much greatness with his mom because she loved him dearly. She did everything for him. She took care of him. She never left him with nannies or people like that. So he had much, much greatness that he never saw. He didn't realize. I'm hearing he didn't realize. He didn't open his mind to it. He didn't open to the fact that, I'm also hearing that he wished he had come to her and talked to her about his feelings, what he was thinking and feeling. So maybe then he wouldn't have done what he did, but he didn't do that. He just kept everything inside. So the regret here is that he wished he had talked to her about that. He wished that he could have opened his eyes to the fact of the greatness he had in her and in his life. Okay, that's a message directly that I'm hearing, that's part of his regret. He didn't open his eyes to the greatness that he had in his lifetime, which was his mom. All right. And he was a great person. He just didn't see that before. All right. Okay, so I've pretty much asked every question. Yeah. Yeah, see, he had a lot of, this is the Seven of Cups. This is when you have a lot of opportunities. So he had a lot of opportunities coming his way. When you get this card, you have to be careful what you choose. I am hearing that he's saying that he did choose a few wrong things in his life, but not so much to where he should have did what he did. But again, he did not realize that. But he had a lot of opportunities coming his way, and he wants that back. He wants all these opportunities back. He wants his life back. Okay, so those are his regrets. He wants his life back. I hope that he rests in peace, because this is really bothering him. What he did to himself is really bothering him, and what he did to his family is really bothering him. All right, and everybody needs to pray for his soul so he can move on further closer to the light, because or else he will remain stuck if we don't pray for him. If he don't get past this, we don't want him to remain stuck, okay? Because sometimes that can happen if you feel like you still got business down here, or didn't accomplish something, or didn't finish what you got to do. Your soul remains stuck, and you want to elevate higher. We want him to elevate higher to go where he's supposed to go. All right, so I do feel like he needs a lot of prayer, and just light a candle for him and pray that he can forgive himself, is what I'm hearing. He needs to forgive himself, because he cannot forgive himself. He hasn't forgiven himself, and that's going to be a torment for him if he don't move past that. All right. We all make mistakes in life. This was a huge one, but, in life we all make mistakes. That's why we have to, calm ourselves down, pray, talk to our family members, because there's always one family member or somebody, a friend, a preacher, anybody that cares, and you talk to them before you make these types of decisions. All right, because once you make them, that's it. You're stuck with the decision that you made, And also, y'all, I'm telling you right now that if you don't have a personal relationship with God, you need to form one with him immediately, soon as possible, because we are living in the days that the Bible in Matthew 24 talks about. If you haven't read that verse, please do so, because we're really, really close to the Great Tribulation. All right. And once that comes and you pass away, you're not going to have another chance, just like here. You need to make everything right with God before you pass on, pass over, get a personal relationship with him and, speak to him, because this is your last hurrah, y'all. This is your last chance. All right, this is it. It's over from this point on. We're moving into that era, and you want to be prepared. Now, what I want to show you next is, this is a picture that I found. It's a huge, huge picture, so I'm going to put it right here in the front, and then I'm going to show you, oh, it's upside down, sorry. Then I'm going to show you everything. This was amazing to me when I found it. Okay, so it's a huge picture, but I'm going to pick up the camera and show you. So here we have Christ, and it explains everything. Someone drew this. Okay, here we have Christ when he was crucified, and it talks all about it here. And then here we have the earth. I think from here, he had all his souls here. And then you see how they're moving towards the earth when he created the earth. And then from here, I think after when the tribulation comes, there's some people that are going to go here to that 1,000-year reign that I always talk about. And then when you pass away, here's when you find the light. There's some people waiting to the right on the light, and there's some people in the dark. Okay. And then from there, you move on to different. Remember, I always tell you that there's different levels. At the top, it says God's plan for happiness. Okay, some people move in different directions. It's according to the deeds. You see from here, these people moved to the millennium. And then from here, there's your final judgment. All right. Okay, so in the final judgment, you can go different ways. This is heaven. This is ultimate heaven. But then you have this place here, terrestrial, I can't say that word, kingdom. And this person says, right here it says, this place is okay, but I could have done better. Okay, so there's different levels. I always tell y'all that there's different levels. And now going down, there's one here that's not so great. And then the ultimate torment here is here. Okay, and then we have another one from earth going here. All these bottom ones are the torment places. But it goes by levels. Like, what did you do in your life to get you to this one, or this one? This one's the worst one. I think that's the pit of fire. All right. But this is an amazing drawing. I don't know. Let's see who drew it. Vernon Murdoch, I think it says. But this is amazing. I found this, y'all, at a garage sale, and I bought it because it was so interesting, the things that it says. And it says the things that I always talk about that I've learned from the Bible. And it's exactly, what I've talked about. But this is coming, y'all. Don't ever think this is Judgment Day here when you're being judged. If your name isn't in the book of life, then where do you think you go? You go down like this. Okay. So, yeah, this explains it all. If you haven't read the Bible, then find one of these pictures, because this explains the whole thing. And I just had to show y'all that, y'all, because this is so interesting to me. And I could not pass up this picture. I think I only paid like $5 for it. And when I saw it, I thought, amazing, amazing. So I'm going to hang it in my wall over here. That way I can always be reminded of what's coming, and that always helps me as a person to do better as well. I'm human. I make mistakes as well. I'm not perfect, but I try to stay close to my Lord as possible, and I pray constantly, because I know more things about the spirit world than the average person knows, because I'm psychic and I see a lot of things that are coming, and believe me, y'all, they're scary. Okay, so get close to God, stay with Him. Pray with Him daily. Ask Him to lead you, to help you, and to move forward with your life in His name. Okay, in His name, in Jesus' name, because you don't have a lot of time. All right, and I would not be telling you this if it wasn't true. We don't have a lot of time when all this stuff is going to start happening. All right, and you want your spirit to be right when it does happen, because once you go to down there, I don't want to say the word, with Satan, then what's going to happen to you? All right, you don't want to be in a the middle level. You want to be in the highest level where you're going to be rejoicing with the Lord. All right. Some of you may be believers. Some of you may not. But I'm telling you right now, we're very, very close to the tribulation. All right, y'all. This is it for now. I'll do another video tomorrow or maybe this afternoon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You'll be reminded when I upload another video. If you want a personal reading, contact me with the email down below. Y'all, thumbs up, and please watch my shorts. Watch my shorts so my channel can grow. Don't forget about my cup. I did put an influence on this cup. Those that buy and drink from it will gain good luck in money and health and also love. I put a second influence on it about love as well. So check out the link below for my cup and buy it. Yeah, you won't regret it. See you next time. Bye-bye.